front row seat to the untold stories as we talk about how to live life on your terms. You're officially part of the inner circle. Welcome to Courtside with Courtney. And don't worry, I comped your ticket. Welcome back to another episode of Courtside with Courtney. I couldn't be more excited to announce that DIBS is officially in Ulta, you guys. This is a secret that I have been keeping for far too long. This is obviously such a long process because tons of things go into making sure that this happens in a really beautiful, cohesive, smart way. And I'm beyond excited to launch in Ulta as our first brick and mortar retail. It just feels right. From the first minute that we hopped on the call with Ulta, I knew right away that they were the right partner for us. And to actually see that now in real life and be able to share that is unbelievable. I am sharing the podcast mics today with two of my best friends. We also all, I guess, kind of work together. But, Kirsten's on my personal team as well as the podcast team. And obviously you guys know Allie's on the podcast team and also one of my best friends. They both are. And it's cool to be able to work with people that you love. Allie and I were friends first and then started working together. And Kirsten started working with me and then we became best friends. So all different journeys to get to the same path, to get to the same destination, I suppose. But I am excited to be doing life alongside both of you. I thought it would be fun to bring them on today's episode so we could really dive into the launch and you guys could also just ask me questions and it would be a little bit more interesting than me just sitting here by myself saying, yay, Ulta.
I feel like it's so fun too to celebrate big moments with people.
100%.
It's everything. And to be able to talk about this journey, I'm honored to be on this episode. This is such a massive, huge deal for you. I'm so proud of you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Me too.
It feels so crazy.
My eyeballs cracked open this morning and I attempted to snooze and I said, nope. I have to, it's Ulta Day.
I know. It's Coronation Day.
I was on the phone earlier with Ava, one of our good friends, and I get a text group chat with me and Courtney, and Ryan is still in bed. The first thing he did this morning was text you.
Aww,
it's all of us are this was such an exciting day for everyone to be able to celebrate you. It's just so huge.
I felt really loved this morning, and I think it's such a testament to where I am in life and the people that I've chosen to surround myself with. And I genuinely have the best friends and we have the best team with DIBS. And it's really cool to feel that because there have been moments in my life when I definitely haven't felt that way. Whether it's a big, this is by far and away the biggest career moment I've ever had for sure, bar none, hands down. But whether it was career moments or birthdays or there's always that low-key depressing moment where you're just oh. Yeah. You don't feel that loved and celebrated. And so to wake up today was such a cool testament to you guys as well. And the people that I've chosen to surround myself with, which is a really, really good feeling.
And that's probably why you're at where you're at.
Well, we're doing a whole episode on that next week, actually talking about manifesting the things that you want and how to actually turn your dreams into reality. And one of the things I say in that podcast episode, you guys will have to listen because I think it's going to be one of our most downloaded episodes yet, to be honest. But we talk about, because there's tangible tips, things that will really help you, I think, achieve more and have more positive self-talk and all that. And it's a lot of my tips and tricks and the secret sauce. I'm giving away a lot in that episode. But one of the things that I focus on in that is surrounding yourself with the right people. I do think it makes the biggest difference.
I feel it too. It's easy to show up and celebrate your friends when they're so good at doing the same for you. And you're really good about lifting people up and celebrating them in their highs. So it's so fun. And I feel we all, DIBS is everybody's
baby.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. You really are the best at lifting the people in your life up.
I forgot your present. I just realized that.
That's okay. She got me a present for no reason. See?
I did the same thing for Kirsten too.
Yep. It's stressful.
Why are you kidding me? I was
Stop doing this.
Because I wanted to.
I think the last time I was on the podcast, you got me a present that day too.
I did, but so that was your engagement present. Here's my thing. Here's my thing about presents. Presents aren't how I receive love, but I think it's definitely a way I give love. You know how love languages, they say that you receive and you give in different ways sometimes. I definitely think one of the ways I give love is through presents and things that remind me of people. But obviously you guys are both engaged and I wanted to get you engagement presents. I got you yours and then I got you a random gift. And then I got you a random gift, but it like hadn't clicked what I wanted to do for sure yet. And then I saw it and I was like, here it is. And so then
keep in mind, you got me dresses.
I know,
to get engaged.
Yeah, when you got engaged.
Like we have checked the box of engagement gift.
No, but that was different. That was more like an engagement gift for Mason.
Yeah, you were helping him put it together.
Well, I just could not have Kirsten show up in an outfit that she hated or like it not be white. Like it kept me up many nights in a row where I was like, what? She's going to wear like some funky Kirsten outfit. Yeah. And then like the pictures are going to live in eternity. She's not going to know. Like, then she's going to have this missed opportunity. She could have worn white. Anyways.
No, she was talking about it for weeks.
Yeah. I was like mentally spiraling. I was like, I got to get this right.
I also really want to talk about what we spoke about on the phone today, which I'm sure is something that Kirsten was thinking about as well. Because I just think that's such a powerful story to speak about you as a kid. This
is so cute because you and Ava are just like the best friends. So I called Allie this morning. They both texted me like these huge long paragraphs congratulating me with the kindest, sweetest things. And I need to like frame both of those because it just, if I ever need an extra boost, I'll know where to go. But I call Allie and she's like, I'm actually on the phone with Ava right now because we were talking about the launch and we were both so excited. We just needed to talk to someone about it. So they're on the phone with each other talking about how excited they are. It was just like coming from such a genuine place. And then we merged the call and we all started talking and you asked me, do you remember?
I don't remember what I said.
You said, obviously, or was it Ava or was it you? Someone said, obviously there's so many things to be excited about the launch and celebrate. But like, if you could boil it down to what are you most excited about or what's like standing out the most and that you're like looking forward to the most or what excites you the most. It was something like that.
It was Ava. She's the best at asking those questions during these days.
I still need to get Ava on the podcast. We should schedule that soon.
Yeah, we should.
But it was this moment where I stopped and I thought about it because there are so many exciting parts, obviously, about having DIBS launch in Ulta. But I realized I think the most exciting thing is realizing that it's such a full circle moment for me. When I was little, I would go into Ulta with my mom because we would always do our back to school shopping for shoes and stuff at DSW, which there's in Austin, there's this like area called Sunset Valley. And then there's a DSW and then there's an Ulta like right by it. And so we would always by function go into DSW and I would like beg my mom to go into Ulta after. And I'd walk around Ulta and I just thought like, oh, I've always loved beauty, always. Like if I had $25 to my name, it was all getting spent on beauty, zero regrets. Okay. Like if beauty has zero fans, I'm dead. So I have always like spent on that, loved it, prioritized it, used it, shared it, everything. At my core, I'm a beauty lover. Like I love makeup. I love feeling confident when I apply it. I love applying it to other people and having other people feel confident. I've always loved beauty so much. So many of my most like favorite memories I can think of when I'm little with my mom are of like sitting on my mom's counter in her bathroom in her vanity and like watching her get ready and having those moments and like watching her do her mascara and just how she applied certain things. And I have like such core memories of that for me. And it really created this sense of just like a love of beauty and really cultivated that over the years. And there were so many times in my life when I would walk into Ulta and I would like have a budget for myself and I'd say I have $30. And okay, I want to try these 900 different products in the store, but I only got $30. So what are we going to get today? And I was always like adding something new to my collection. And like the first thing I ever spent like a real chunk of money on was like $50. And I was in the mall. You know how they just had those like kiosks in the mall that you would walk by. And one of them had this eyeshadow tower. And my God, was it just the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. It was this like eyeshadow tower. It's probably a foot long. And it was all these different shimmers. And you unscrewed them. They were all clear in these like acrylic plastic like thing. And you unscrew them and there's light shimmers and light pinks and light purples and golds and browns and blacks and like this whole tower. And I had it for years because the theory was they were these fine shimmers and you could either apply them as is, you could mix them with water to make them like super metallic, super pigmented. So it was these sort of like multi-use things. And my parents, I got home, my parents were pissed at me because they're like, you like, really, bitch? Like, you got $50 and you spent it on an eyeshadow tower of like, 15 eyeshadows. Like, what are we going to do with this? But you bet your ass, I looked fabulous. And I also used to get in trouble when I was younger because I'd be in middle school, in which like a lot of people don't wear makeup in middle school, but I did. And I didn't just wear like mascara. I was in that sparkly blue eyeshadow. I was in MAC Club eyeshadow, that like reflective. Do you guys know that color? It was like so popular. It was like a purpley, turquoisey, black, like, like bold.
Very bold.
She was not demure. Okay. She was like
not mindful.
Not mindful. And so I would wear like purple or blue sparkly eyeshadow, like to the beach, to skiing. Like, skiing is, my dad was like, I don't understand. Like, you wear ski goggles. You're going to get your mascara. Like, it's snowing. It's wet. But no. Like, if there's one thing about me, I'm going to show up fabulous. Okay.
And you're showing up in full glam every time.
I was going to be in full glam no matter what. My dad used to always say, leave it to Courtney to find a way to make money at like shopping. Mm-hmm. And so it used to be a running joke in our family, but I would convince my mom to go over from DSW to the Ulta. And I would spend so long walking around until her patience ran out. Eventually, my mom is not a shopper, actually. Mm-hmm. She doesn't love to shop like I do. And I would walk the aisles of Ulta and I'd try things and I'd sample things and I'd settle on whatever it was I was going to buy. And it was like such a moment of like, oh, I got a new lip gloss today. Like, I was just so excited about it. And so to go from being a little girl and having these like moments with my mom on the bathroom counter and doing my own glam for school, even though like now obviously I looked back and it looked atrocious. Like I was like feeling myself in the moment, and going from those moments of walking the aisles in Ulta so many times. Like one time I was on a trip in Colorado and for Bridget's birthday, and this has got to be like 3 years ago or something maybe. And my entire suitcase got lost. I have no dibs. I should have just packed it in my carry-on. Now I always do because it was a lesson learned. But we land in Colorado and there is nothing. It's an Ulta. I was like, thank God. Found an Ulta. No dibs. Obviously, at the time we weren't in the store. And I got to say, nothing hit the same. This was like maybe it was 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago or something. Yeah. It was a hot minute. It was...
Dibs was a baby still.
Yeah, we had Dibs, but Dibs was new, like still pretty new. And I definitely can't remember exactly. It was 2 like winters ago, yeah. I think. But Dibs was not in Ulta. We had no talks to be in Ulta or retail anywhere for that matter at that point. And I was walking around while my Uber waited outside for about 10 minutes. And you would have thought it was an episode of The Amazing Race because I was in there needing to get an entire makeup bag. So I'm in there, okay, I need a primer, I need foundation, concealer. I got to the bronzer and blush and I was like, Jesus, please, Lord, like, please. There was nothing that hit the same as Dibs. So much so that the guy that I was dating at the time, which, Kirsten has thoughts, but nonetheless, he noticed. He was like, your makeup doesn't look the same today. And I was like, it's because I don't have my fucking Dibs. Like, and I tried, like, obviously I was trying to still look as good as possible, but it did not hit the same. The result was not the same. My makeup didn't come out the same way. And I was wandering around that store thinking, where is Dibs? Like, it needs to be here because there's nothing like it here. And so to be able to sit here today and say, officially as of this week on Monday, Dibs will be in half of the Ultas, a little more, I think, than half the Ultas in the country, 592 Ultas in every single state in the country is completely surreal. I have chills talking about it because it's like the biggest full circle moment. Yeah.
And what Ava said too was so sweet. She was like, to go from being the little girl who took her $30 into Ulta and spent every last penny that you had there and looking at the people on the signs and like seeing all of these beauty products that you love, to now someone being that little, like someone else. There's another little girl out there now that's going to do the same thing. And it's your makeup. Like, I have chills. It's your makeup products that you have put so much love into so that that little girl can feel beautiful and also be able to learn how to do it in such an easy, seamless way. Like, your products are just so easy.
Thank you.
And that's probably why it didn't turn out the same when you were using the other products because it just
even
doesn't
as someone
have...
that knows how to use them, they still weren't hitting the same. I just got emotional when you were saying that too, because I'm realizing as you're saying that, it's like there's like all these me's. They're like doing the same thing with DIBS, which is so cool. And also it's like weirdly, I think, healing to like my inner child, you know, like it's weirdly like validating. It's like, you can do this, you know?
The little child with the unibrow.
Yeah. It was a mustache.
Oh, mustache. Sorry.
But I probably had a bit.
I kind of wish you had a unibrow.
At least Kinsley kind of has a unibrow, and I think it's my favorite thing her nose is probably my favorite thing on her face, but her eyebrows, iconic. I hope she never plucks them. I definitely had very bushy brows, but I at least plucked them. The mustache was bleached, but there.
Still visible.
For everybody at home. Yeah. I think I like bought Nair one time. I used to do the bleach, but that's like a trauma memory of just like smelling the bleach because it's right under your nose.
I can smell it now. Just
you know, you had a mustache probably, didn't you?
Oh yeah, still do. I catch it in the light sometimes. I'm like, oh my gosh, I do, but it's so hard. I need to like set a calendar reminder.
Yeah, I also feel like the amount of people that like haven't had mustaches is fucking high. Like, we were out here being shamed.
Mm-hmm.
It's surreal to see, and there was so much serendipity because thank you for what you said about DIBS, like having heart. I think that's like one of the things I'm most proud of with the brand. From inception, we started on, by the way, the launch of DIBS 3 years ago was about 2 weeks, I think, after my super traumatic, abusive relationship. And I was like in a dark hole. Like I was in a really mentally hard place. And like it saved me in many ways. Like I got to come out of that haze. It was like it fully revived me and saved me and like reinvigorated me from being sort of like a shell of myself for like 2 weeks, I would say. And then we had the DIBS to launch, or the photo shoot to launch DIBS. And I was like in my element, back to like, this is what I'm meant to be doing. Like, this is it. Like I felt so in alignment with everything. And we launched DIBS on my dad's birthday, September 15th. And everything that we do has a purpose. Like everything that we do has multiple meanings or like significance to it, whether it's like shade names for things or dates we launch things on, or like everything is very like latent with meaning.
Yeah, you're so intentional about every little aspect of it, and just the passion and excitement that you have, like going over to your house and you have new products to try on and you're so excited to try it on me and Carly and Ava, who all have different skin types and different hair tones. And like, you're just so passionate about what you do. And that comes through the products that you have created.
Thank you.
Can we talk about what products are going to be? And
can you pull up the SKU sheet? Because we could say like colors. But so in the actual Ulta, there will be 12 SKUs. We'll have our most popular Desert Island duos, like the OG duos. And then we will have a couple of Glow Tours, High Road Highlight, and the Brush.
Yeah. And I also want to ask everybody who's listening to go to Ulta and ask them if they have the DIBS lip liners and lip glosses.
You want to get them in there.
We need them because like right now I'm out of shade 3 and it's ruining my life. Like
the DIBS, the lip liners and the lip glosses, I feel like are so underhyped, by the way. Go to Ulta, and whether they have DIBS in your Ulta or not, there will be a place on our website, which is really cool, where you can look and see if it's in a store by you. But if they don't and you're still going to Ulta, ask for it anyways, because it actually makes a really big difference. The feedback that they get of people saying like, oh, everyone's asking if DIBS is here, it makes a huge difference. And even if you go in and you buy one thing, again, it makes a really big difference. We have like sales goals for every store and location. And in order to stay in Ulta, we need to do a good job. So
yeah, this is kind of like a trial period.
Yeah, this is kind of a trial period. And I also think that that's kind of cool to talk about too, because I think everyone sees this and it's so exciting for them. But I think it's also a reminder of how hard you guys are working and have to continue working. Like this isn't just something that happened overnight. Like this has been something that you have been working on for, I mean, since DIBS, before DIBS was created. But I think that it just speaks to the fact that like DIBS is still a small business.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we're still a baby brand in a lot of ways. And so everyone everyone's support, whether you're like buying something online from Ulta or our site or going into Ulta and buying something, or even if you can't buy something, just like going in and asking for Is Dibs there. Brand. Like I love Dibs. I'm so excited to have it. Like any contribution really does like make a big difference at the end of the day and will hopefully make the success. And then eventually, because right now we're in what's called Sparked, which is where they put the new brands that come in. So it's like a like kind of panel area where you'll see all the products lined up. There's a little picture of me and like a founder's story. It's really cool. If you go in, take a video or snap a picture, send it or tag me so I can like repost those. It's going to be so cool to see everybody going into the Ultas near them, and you might even see me there. But I think that even going in and just like asking for Dibs makes a big difference.
I have something fun that I think we should do.
Okay.
I feel like we should give green light to like you, me, and Audrey. Obviously, you have the green light, but I need the green light and Audrey needs the green light. If we go in at Ulta and see someone perusing the Dibs section, like we swipe their Dibs order on our card.
Okay, deal.
I really want to do that so bad. Like I'm going to go sit in Ulta and wait to see someone walk up and be like, let me buy you a status stick or
status stick on me.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if there's someone who like
I should say that.
live.
I'll be in Sunset Valley this week at that location. So stop by.
We will have already done that.
And if
we'll go back, I'm sure.
Okay.
If people don't live near an Ulta that has Dibs in it currently, like DM me and let me know. I'll go pick it up for you and I'll ship it to you because again, sweet. Like getting everything from Ulta right now is really huge. Important.
Yeah, definitely. We want to make a big impact and a big splash. And Ulta has been like such an amazing partner so far. There's so much serendipity in the way that all happened and the way that like, so when we got on that call, we were with their team and it was really cool because it felt like the minute that we hopped on the call with them, there was like, I was shitting my pants. I was so nervous, but there was like no ego from them, which I loved. Like, I think a lot of retailers like come on the call and they're like kind of like impress us, right? And that is what we are trying to do in essence, regardless. However, I felt like with Ulta, there was a lot. We hopped on the call right away and they're like, we love Dibs. We love following Courtney. We've been following you for years. We all hopped on our computers when you guys had a new launch and things were selling out like crazy. And we were all like manning different computers, just trying to get a couple of products. And it was so humbling and like cool to hear because these are like people who run Ulta, tastemakers and merchandisers and people who like make decisions, right? And who are incredibly powerful, amazing, cool women. And so to have them say that and remove that ego set such a cool tone for us in general. And then it's like, I want to work my ass off for you at that point. Like I'm excited to like show up and show out and like show what we can do. And so there's so much serendipity. We hopped on the call and one of the women that we were talking to, who I just like adored, like the energy from straight away was just wonderful. And she has a picture behind her, sort of like architectural looking, like it was lines, but it was in a rainbow.
No way.
And those of you guys who have been listening, like, know. It's like crazy. Sorry.
Feel it.
We can cut this out.
We are not cutting it out.
Ew, feelings. It's like crazy. I don't know. Thinking that like, feeling like my dad was there in that moment, like this is the right move, like gave me so much clarity and it was really cool.
I think too, it was really cool to watch like the process of deciding who is going to be the retail partner because behind the scenes, it very much felt like dating. You kind of are trying to figure out who's the right fit. Yeah. Do we match with you as well as do you guys match with us? It has to align on both sides. And I think that first moment on the call, it felt like fan energy on both sides.
Yeah,
and just
I was like, oh my God, I love Ulta. And they were like, we love you. We love Dibs. Like, it was really cool. And then to see that in the back, I was like, holy shit, is there a rainbow behind her? Like, it was just, you can't make this stuff up, you know? And I think like having that feel so right was obvious on the call. And we left the call excited, you know? And I think like that's how we knew they were going to be the right partner for us. So I just want to like show up and like impress them too, you know, and do a good job.
I have no doubt you're going to.
Yeah, I think they're going to be very impressed.
hopefully with everyone's help, because I can't do it alone.
Yeah. What, for this whole retail process, like what have been the most exciting parts and the scariest parts? And they honestly might go hand in hand with each other.
I think the scariest part, twofold. One, not knowing if it was going to happen, like if we were going to go into retail, if we were going to find the right partner. That's like really scary in the beginning. Like, are they going to get it? Are they going to see the value? And are they going to believe in us? And that was scary. And then I think luckily they did. And then it went from feeling like that to being like, oh my God, now this is happening and I really want to do a good job. So I'm still scared, to be clear. Like, I'm still in the zone of like, I want to impress them and I want it to go really well. And I think like I recognize I can't do that by myself. And I think so much of my career has just been like muscling things, like in the very beginning, it absolutely was by myself. But then, it's like I have Kirsten and Audrey like on a daily, and then we have our whole DIBS team. Like everyone works so hard and I can't definitely not do any of this by myself, like period. However, there have been times in the past where if I just like did something, had like a massive impact, and that's still true. However, it's going to take a lot more than just me. And so feeling like so much of it is out of my control to a degree, like I can do what I can do and I can do my best job and like try my hardest and all that. But like, there's so many moving parts. And I think that there's like some fear that comes with that too. Like everyone has to show up,
Yeah, totally.
I think I've also seen you like through this process feel that more than I've ever seen you feel.
Anything?
Much.
Yeah. I'm not a feelings girl.
The feelings have been strong, but I think that it's also just like the anticipation. Like I said, this has been such a long process. Yeah. Like you've had to keep this inside for so long, and the anticipation of it and just thinking about it, like questioning how it's going to go, which like we know it's going to fucking crush. But just the anticipation has you sitting in those feelings.
Yeah. And it's like this knowing that like we got here for hustling and working our ass off. And by the good grace of God and you guys, everybody liked the products and it's been awesome to see. But there's so many factors and moving parts. And while this is like by far the most massive day in my career to date, I would say, and obviously in Ulta as a whole and as a business and a brand, and it's just the beginning. Like now we have to go and kill it. And so while now we're on the boat with the fishing rod, we got to catch a lot of it. Like we're like in it now. We really have to do a good job.
That's probably why the feelings are so strong too, because it really is like, that's what I texted you this morning too. It really is just the beginning.
Absolutely. And we have to show up and like really do a good job. You know how I talked about this on a podcast episode, but we've all talked about it separately, like offline as well. You know how I said when I was sick, I like fully evolved into like a better version of myself. Like I shed so much and I feel smarter. Like I feel better. Like I feel Courtney 3.0. Like it's tangible to me.
I like Courtney 3.0.
Can you tell a difference?
I can. I feel like you're kind of still in a jelly period of figuring it out and resettling back into like this new version of yourself.
Yeah, but she's getting her sea legs still. Or she has her sea legs still.
I do think there is a noticeable difference and it's exciting.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like just the transformation that I've seen through the last year. I think that it's been a steady, work, but like looking at yourself, and I think self-awareness
and then like working through things. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like really feel it. And I think a lot of times I'm so mentally tough that like sometimes that manifests in the body then, which is like why I get sick sometimes. But then to really clear that out and like exhale that energy, and like let certain things go to be able to evolve into like the best version of myself ever to date. Hopefully there will always be better in the future.
I think that you also almost had to go through like feeling that grief and like mourning everything that has happened to you before you could take on this incredible, exciting, like monumental moment in your life.
We can all, and this applies to everybody listening, we can all only carry so much. You can only carry
right now.
Yeah, you can only carry so much. And I was carrying things with both hands that I needed to set down and take the trash out. And I think the minute that I set those things down, my arms freed up to carry more things and better things. And now I'm ready to go and I can actually walk and run and jump and go to the places I need to go to because I have room to carry the things now.
I'm proud of you.
You have to let go of things sometimes, to keep pushing forward.
I want to hear you publicly manifest, like, what does DIBS X Ulta look like? Not just this week with launching, but in the next year, 2 year, 3 year.
I want to absolutely crush it and sparked. I want DIBS to be like the thing that everyone goes in the door asking for. I want to walk into DIBS and be like, where's all the merch? Like, there's certain things sold out and like something's not here. And I needed a 5.5, but they're sold out because you guys bought them all. And then I want to have like the big ass kiosk, and I want to be in the front of the store, and I want to be in a place where it's like, wow, like I want to have like a bigger presence the more time goes on, because everyone comes in, they're asking for DIBS and they want it. And then I want to be in, once we've done that in the current stores that we're in, I want to be in like every store. That way everyone can have the most and the best access whenever they need it. That's one of the most exciting things about retail, is that you don't have to wait 6 days for shipping or whatever. Whether you're ordering Ulta online, amen. Ali said hallelujah. Whether you're ordering Ulta online or you're going into the store and buying it, you're either getting it immediately that day or getting it in 2 days. Like, you're getting it for your trip. You're getting it for the wedding. You're getting it for date night, for the first day of school, for work, for like, you ran out, not a problem. They've got you.
I was going to say, let's manifest. It's July 2025. We're about to leave for Italy. We walk into Ulta and your kiosk is right there.
Oh my gosh.
And I get to pick up my shade 3 lip liner.
For the wedding.
Which
I will be applying.
I want to see extended shades too. So like full product range. If it's a DIBS product, it's in store.
Well, so right now, primarily, like the sticks and all that, right? But having like every shade and every baked bronzer topper and the blush topper. And we have some new products coming too that we haven't shared with you guys that obviously Ali and Kirsten know about. But having all of that there and accessible, that's a good one as well.
I think one thing I'm really excited to watch, and I think this will be at the very beginning of DIBS being in Ulta, is people walking in store and saying, oh, I've seen this brand on TikTok, or, oh, I didn't know this brand was in Ulta. Like that first moment, pulling out their phone and posting a story. Guys, did you know this brand was in Ulta? I'm really excited for that to click and watch that evolve into people walking in, knowing, expecting DIBS.
I love that too, because I think as a consumer, now obviously I, created the products and the shades and have swatched and touched and played with, and I could shade match you and tell you in your sleep what shade you would be. But most people who have never tried the brand don't know what shade they would be. We do have a really cool filter on TikTok actually that you can try that's very accurate if you're looking for a shade match for the duos or for the glow tours. But the coolest thing about retail, aside from accessibility, is the fact that you can go and swatch the colors and try the different products and test things out and see the formula. And my biggest thing from day one with DIBS was, I know the formula is great. I know they're going to make you feel beautiful and like your best. I know they smell good. They make you feel good. They're pretty. Like they're buildable. They're blendable. They're like everything. And so my goal has always been like, get them into as many people's hands as possible, because I genuinely know you guys are going to love them if you try it. And so I think that, and it's going to spread then, I think, via word of mouth and like grassroots. And so I think if people get to feel the products and smell the products and see them in person, easier to shop.
It's just taking away so many barriers. Like one of my best friends responded to my story congratulating you today, saying, oh my God, I'm so excited. A friend that you don't know. She was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. And I was like, have you tried DIBS before? And she hasn't. And I think for so many people, because they don't know what shade is going to match their skin the best, or it's not easily accessible. It's not in person. It's like going to a website specifically to buy something, like there's a barrier there. Mm-hmm. Whereas Ulta is going to be in your like local strip mall.
Totally.
Everyone has the opportunity now to go try it for themselves, see if they like it, test it out. And that barrier is just broken down.
Absolutely. And if you're anything like me, you don't want to wait. I hate waiting. I'm so impatient. I'm like the queen of instant gratification. Kirsten knows this. So it's like, I want it and I want it now. And so we can have it at this point.
And like with makeup, for me, I don't know when I'm going to run out.
Right.
So I'm never on time. And then I just am not cute for
all
a few
of a sudden
days.
we're out.
And then it's gone. And I'm like, Courtney,
help
me. Help me.
Oh my God, I love it. Well, what are you guys most excited for?
I mean, I think kind of what I said on what, like watching people get really excited that it's in Ulta or discovering it in Ulta.
Connecting the
first
dots,
time.
like you said.
I'm really excited to be able to go to Ulta and just get it for people because so many times I want people to try it out and like I'm terrible at planning. So I just don't order it in time. So I'm excited to be like, oh, I'm going to see my future mother-in-law tomorrow.
Yes.
I can go get her this shade because I know it's going to be the right shade for her.
I love that. Or like it's so-and-so's birthday, like picking it up on the way.
Yeah, I'm just excited to be able to expose more people to it because it does make like everyone who has like I've given dibs to is like, this is so good. It's so beautiful. Like you saw the video my mom made, like throwing the other one away. So
her mom
funny.
had like another brand stick and she's literally sends Allie a video of walking the stick to the trash and throwing it away in the trash.
Like, I feel like we were talking about this earlier, but it really does like cross generations. Like everyone loves dibs. Multi-generational. It's so smooth. It's so creamy. And I just think that it makes everyone feel good. So I'm excited to be able to have other people experience that.
Also, when I think we put a poll on your stories like a few weeks ago asking who has tried dibs, and it was something crazy like 50% of the people haven't even tried dibs. And
50%
these are
had, 50% had not.
people that know you, know the brand. So I think that's going to be just a crazy new introduction period of people that finally feel comfortable going in to test it before they buy it.
Absolutely. So go to an Ulta near you guys. Either shop dibs, swatch dibs, grab something. If you're in there, come find me. I will grab it for you and treat you.
Someone please find me. I'll buy you some
Kirsten
dibs.
wants to buy some dibs. And if your local store doesn't have it or you can't for whatever reason, go in and ask for it and just say that you really want to get it in your local store.
Let's do a full reading of the shades in store.
There will be the Duo Face Brush, which I said, the Duo in shade 2, 2.5, 3, 5.5, and 6. Glow Tour in Aura, which is the one that's like clear and then the color changing. Also very underhyped. Pink Cosmos, Starlit, Retrograde Rose, Venus, Statistic, and High Road Highlight. And then on Ulta.com, you'll get the Duo Brush Face, all the Desert Island Duos in every shade, which is 9 shades. Glow Tours in all shades, 7 shades. The Statistics in all shades, 3 shades. And then the Every Body Brush, which is the big, like, good old
honker
brush for, which, by the way, I packed a tiny little makeup bag the other day. It's the body brush to finish that thought. But I packed a makeup bag the other day and I was like getting ready at the gym and I forgot, for some reason, the Duo brush wasn't in there. I don't know, which is, again, criminal. I used the body brush on my face, kind of slapped. Mm-hmm. I blended it like very well and it was really satisfying. So go into an Ulta near you, snap a picture, tag me. I can't wait to see you guys using the products or at least just like visiting the store. Take a little selfie with me in there. I love you guys. And I guess this is the beginning of a really exciting new adventure. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast because that actually downloads.
Yeah. Do me a favor and follow Courtside with Courtney, like in Apple Music.
Okay.
Apple Podcast.
Me and Allie's lives so much better.
Love you guys. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.